This is a series of journals chronicling Vibito's expeditions in the Astral Line, with additional commentary for each expedition's historian, if applicable. Episode 1.
I, Vibito, am setting off for my first expedition. I will be joining the rabbit folk, Kalia and Zachary Bell, the moth folk girl named Lunara Bloodville, and a Ku Sith named Hazon. Hazon seems to prefer her canine form over her humanoid. Kalia is our captain, and our purpose is to find food so she can take it out onto more dangerous locations.
Day 1. We began our journey through the meadows leading into Corwood. It's surprisingly peaceful, with lots of vision, considering we are in the Astraline.
Day 1. In spite of my preparations, I made an error on my first expedition. I did not know we needed fuel to power the teleporter, or that we would use it at all. Galia sponsored me the fuel I needed, and I shall repay her in turn. With that done, Kalia, Zachary, Hezen, Lunara, and I set off.
Day 2. We entered Corwood proper. Lots of trees. I'm not sure we can easily spot an ambush before it happens. Day 3. Nothing of note happened. We found a river and began to travel along its stream.
Day 2 and 3. We had reached the Corwood. For the first night, I offered to hold on to our provisions as we slept. My nature allows me to coat myself in all I carry in stone, protecting food from scavengers. I was not trusted, but I am thankful nothing was lost in any of the nights we slept.
Day 4. We ran into an unusual sight, a ghost yokai, according to some of the others. Her name is Yurei, and despite legends of ghosts being the spirits of dead people, she says she's never died. I guess it's something to do with the Astraline, or maybe yokai in general. I don't know a lot about them. She sold fish, a lot of fish. Maybe she just spends all day catching fish but doesn't actually need to eat them. She also had fumos of herself, lots of them. I found myself strangely wanting one. There's something nice about buying one to remember the people you meet. Should I try making my own and selling them? She also let us try out some special fishing rods she had. They were good, but I didn't have the funds to spare.
Day 4. We encountered someone unexpected, a Yorei, also named Yorei. Regardless, she offered fishing equipment for sale and let us try them out. I intended to use the fishing net I bought, but the rod was obviously magical. I turned out to have a talent in fishing, or luck, matching Zachary's results. The Nara seemed confused how Yurei never died, but there was little opportunity to explain properly that yokai like her and myself are born from their parents infusing a compatible subject with vital force. Although I wonder what subject a Yurei needs. The rod seems to be a good long-term investment, but my funds cannot support that yet. Zachary's could, and he purchased a rod and an enchanted bobber.
Day 5. Another merchant, this one feeling a bit more dangerous. A female demon named Aura, though while she looked strong, I got the sense she was kinder than she let on. She sold lots and lots of cookies, to the point that I'm wondering how so many supplies are just laying around here. She also had a fumo of herself, many in fact. Despite my dwindling funds, I couldn't help but buy it. I wonder if this is going to be a problem for me in the future. The rabbit folk siblings, if I understand their relationship right, are making me a bit nervous. We've found a chest, and I'm sure it wasn't Aura's, but the way they quickly took from it as if acting like it may be hers, I'm starting to think those rumors about rabbit folk might not be too far off.
Day 5. We came across a treasure chest in the middle of the forest, something apparently normal for the Astral Line. The chest may have been locked or trapped, but the rabbit folk opened it before I could spot any such obstacles. It contained 3 diluted spirit fuel, a true treasure. We then encountered another merchant, one more dangerous than the last. I was on guard, but she had no aggressiveness in her stance. I was interested in the cookies she offered, so I purchased a small amount. Zachary was also interested. He didn't buy them. I was offended by the theft, but practicality of being on a team made me hold my tongue. A more drastic transgression may drive me to intercede in the future.
Day 6. We heard a roar in the distance. For better or worse, I felt excited to go investigate it. When we found it, the best way I could describe it was that it looked like a sort of shimmering blue lion with wings. I overheard the others call it a prismatic lion, but I've never heard of them before. I could tell it was strong, and if I was with the usual allies I traveled with, this would have been a challenging fight. But the rabbit folk siblings are a bit scary. They were clearly toying with it, as if not really trying. We managed to take it down, but it felt almost like we were picking on the weak. Are they really that strong? Or are their abilities just best suited for this style of fighting? We butchered what we could from it, gathering a lot of good materials, making this trip rather worthwhile. Hopefully this helps me recover my funds.
Day 6. We heard a roar, like a distant rock slide, and a howling wind all at once. Having come to face danger, I joined my team in facing the source, a massive lion with wings and prismatic blue fur. It was mighty, and had I faced it with a different team, it would have slew me with ease. Instead, Kalia and Zachary crippled the beast's ability to fight back, while Kalia also joined Lunala in exhausting its stamina. Meanwhile, Hezhin used her mastery of the healing arts to keep my own stamina from failing me. I too served my purpose by disrupting its footing and bringing the focus of its ire. It even unleashed a devastating attack that called lightning down upon me. It seemed only able to do this once, because a second would surely have taken me out of the fight. While not attacking me, it filled the battlefield with slicing winds and swirling tornadoes that attacked my team. Even then, the battle was fun. Perhaps I would not feel this way had I suffered an injury or, of course, perished. But I learned much of my weaknesses. I hope I can overcome them before I face such a threat again.
Day 7. Despite all odds, we had another strange encounter today. I couldn't see her features too well, but she seemed to be a female rogue of some kind. She didn't talk much, and the only reason I got her name is because it was on the fumos she was selling of herself, Mayanaka. I kind of wanted to ask her if she would teach me. She seems very at home out here and strong, but I also felt an unusual tension in the air. The rabbit folk were eyeing her weapon like crazy, some sort of mithril dagger made of crystal and infused with darkness. They wouldn't actually attack her for it, would they? I should be careful going out with them again. Well, I got another fumo, and we made it back without issue, though I really need more funds now.
Day 7. We encountered another merchant, one even more dangerous than Aura. Kalia and Zakura eyed her weapon with hunger, but even if not pushed to their limits, we were still tired from our fight the day before. I know not if they would have tried to attain it had we been rested. She sold equipment suitable for rogues, and convincing me her dagger was similarly suitable. Still, they decided to purchase nothing. Lunara did buy a fumo, a small plush doll in the form of the seller. She did so for Yurei and Aura as well, in the days before. She may be one of those fumo collectors I've heard of. Perhaps I should learn what the collectors in Moraine like. There's opportunity for profit there. Regardless, we returned to the teleporter, which, thankfully, cost nothing for a return trip. With the expedition done, I must fulfill my role as quartermaster and ensure all get our fair share of the spoils. I hope I can take a diluted spirit fuel for myself. I can also use a portion of my spoils to repay Kalia for the magic fuel she gave me. For my first expedition is a success.